Hey, welcome back to another doujinshi review from White Album 2. Now, this isn't a doujinshi, but nor is it a novel, really. This is kind of a collection of short stories, and it's very unique in a sense. And I'll explain a bit more as we get into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cover first. So we have Setsuna and Kazusa together here on this cover, little bits of confetti. The art is beautiful. Excellently done. Interestingly enough, the title is not on the front page. That's very rare for any kind of novel or a doujinshi. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this title is called I Don't Accept Encores. Short stories about White Album 2 original soundtrack encore. I love this. This is a really, really interesting read just because, as you can see down here, it goes through the track list of the soundtrack. And then on this side, it tells who that chapter is kind of told by and focused around. A lot of it's going to be their thoughts. So chapter 1 is Haruki's thoughts. We have Kazusa, Haruki and Setsuna. And very cute because we have Sound of Destiny instead of Sound of Destiny. But we gotta love a little bit of English. So, the author of this, what should we call this, short story compilation is Ushineko, and the illustration is done by Enna. We've seen them do a lot of different stories and illustrations for White Album 2, so I appreciate their dedication to the fandom very much. So let's go ahead and take a look. So it's a little bit dense, but they are short stories, which makes them a little bit easier to read. So this one is by Haruki, and it's just this song, but inspired by the song are Haruki's thoughts, Haruki's own thoughts on the whole situation between friends, between lovers, about the love triangle in general, about his own mom. It's really neat. It's kind of like if you sit there and listen to music and kind of daydream. That's sort of the premise of this whole book. It's these whole characters just having these small bits of introspection. Or in the case of chapters with two characters, it's just kind of them talking to each other. And we get a little bit of character analysis, psychoanalysis from that, from the context, but it's not direct, as in like a review. So yeah, it's just awesome. It's A Sin to Tell a Lie by Kazusa. Really thinking about like her perception of having committed a sin with Haruki, her betrayal of Setsuna through her own thoughts. It's really beautifully written. And I highly recommend if you read through this to listen to the soundtrack at the same time because it's a magical experience. It's really cool. I love unique doujins and unique stories. And so just being able to do this, being able to have this collection of short stories inspired by songs is just such a neat concept. And I've never seen this done before in any other novel or doujinshi. So I think it's just it's a novel idea. Haha, you like my joke? Answer by Haruki and Setsuna. So it's them like talking to each other, but also a lot of their thoughts, which I love. And that's basically the premise of the whole book. It continues on. Some of them are focused on different timelines, so these don't all necessarily link together. Like this is the later story of Minnie after, Kazusa, and after. And the author, Ushineko, does mention this doesn't like completely focus on like the after stories. There's a little bit of canon that was released through radio shows or through interviews, and this doesn't necessarily match up. This is Ushineko's interpretation of things, and it's slightly different than some of the material released later on. So there is a slight warning for that. And then we come to the thank you. So he's very, very happy. He was originally inspired to make this book after listening to the song Love That Doesn't Stay Encore. That's here. Was so inspired by that song, he thought, oh, what if I just wrote a story about characters, like thinking about these songs, thinking about their lives. And I love that so much inspiration just came from that one tiny thing. You know, we can change something so small as listening to a song can change our whole lives. And I just love that. So I think this is also a little bit inspiring to me. And then we have the credits here. So again, written by Ushineko and illustrated by Enna. You can find their Twitters and Pixiv pages here. This was released in 2020, so pretty recent compared to everything else. Very, very cool collection. And then the title is actually on the back page, which I find interesting because we're reading from right to left. So why is the title on here? Interesting. I wonder if they had drawn the full art before printing. I don't know, but it's interesting. So again, the title of this one is I Don't Accept Encores. So thank you so much for joining me on this doujinshi review, this musical analysis, this short story compendium. Look forward to seeing you next time with another review, and until then, I hope you take care. See you!